Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Joe Commissar. I'm the Police Department Capital Projects Planning Manager, and I'd like to welcome you here today to the groundbreaking ceremony for the new Fort Worth Police Department heliport. Before I go any further, I'd like to remind you to pick up your card. If you haven't got one, there's a souvenir picture card that we're passing out today, and if you haven't received those, they'll be coming to you real quick here. But today we're here to kick off the construction phase of this important project. After the ceremony, we'll have a chance to mingle with each other and visit the crews and the aircraft that they're on static display behind me here. Before we get on with the ceremony, I'd like to take a few minutes and recognize some folks that we have in attendance today, starting with the Mayor of Fort Worth, the Honorable Betsy Price. The City Council member representing Council District 2, Mr. Sal Espino. And the Assistant City Manager, Charles Daniels, who I believe is driving up. He's probably not quite here yet, but he will be here momentarily. Our Chief of Police, Jeff Halstead. Assistant Chief of Police, Abdul Pridgen. Our Chief Pilot, Police Air Support Unit, Tim Adcock. Our Aviation Department Director, Bill Wellstead. Ms. Elizabeth Falconer and Mr. Tom Struhs, owners of Struhs Construction Company. And the Chief of Police from White Settlement, Mr. Jack Ely. I'd like to recognize the representatives from the Texas Department of Public Safety, the Federal Drug Enforcement Agency, the Dallas Police Department, and Cessna Aircraft, who have all provided the aircraft behind me that are on static display today. Thank you all very much for that. And finally, I'd like to recognize the many other city staff, Cornerstone Air, Bell Helicopter, Airbus Helicopter, and others who helped organize this event, as well as the other aviation supporters in the audience today. Thank you very much. At this time, I'd like to ask Councilmember Espino to come to the podium for his remarks.
Thank you, Joe. Well, good morning, Fort Worth. How are you? Good morning. That's better than that. Good morning. Good morning. There we go. That's better. Buenos dias. I still remember when I first came on council back in May of 2005, there were discussions about a new heliport in the great city of Fort Worth, Texas. I remember the public meeting we had at Washington Heights Elementary School. I remember how all of us worked together to address neighborhood concerns. And I remember and fondly recall how hard staff worked to find a financing mechanism to get to this point today. So this is a great day in the city of Fort Worth. Meacham Airport, of course, is the logical and operationally appropriate location for this new heliport. Again, it represents the example of how important a role Meacham Airport, with its rich history, plays in supporting and serving our wonderful Fort Worth citizens and residents. This new facility will do much to improve public safety and security of our citizens and residents as a result of making it much more efficient for us, for our wonderful police, to conduct related air operations. It also represents that excellent example of teamwork that always seems to be a special fabric here in our wonderful city of Fort Worth. Regarding that specific teamwork, we have outstanding leadership in the aviation department. Bill Wellstead and the aviation staff do a wonderful job here at Meacham Airport, at Spinks, and working with our partners at Alliance. And of course, all of our airport tenants. You mean so much to us, and we thank you for investing in Meacham Airport and in our city and providing jobs and economic development for our wonderful city. All of your support is critical to continued success of Fort Worth's airport system and our police department operations, particularly as we get ready to call for the renewal of the CCPD, and as our citizens on May 10th also invest in the city's bond program of $292 million. Public safety is indeed of paramount importance to the quality of life here in Fort Worth. While we hear a great deal about the need for transportation infrastructure, this is another critical need of infrastructure. Indeed, this project is an example of being able to get away from older, costly buildings and facilities to something that is more cost-effective, more efficient for us to better serve our citizens. Indeed, we are getting a good return on our tax dollars for our residents and citizens. Again, on behalf not only of the residents and citizens of District 2, but the citizens and residents throughout the city of Fort Worth and everyone who's been a part of this, thank you very much. Muchas gracias. God bless you, and God bless Fort Worth. Thank you. At this time, I'd like to ask our wonderful Mayor, Betsy Price, to come to the podium.
Thank you, Sal. Good morning, everybody. I guess it's still morning. This is a great day for the city and for the police department. And if you've had the opportunity, Tim, as you do daily, to be at the other heliport, you will understand truly why this is such an important day. The first day I was out there, had the opportunity to fly with him when I first took office, I thought, this building, if code did an inspection on it, would be condemned. So I know we've been working a long time, several years, to get this off the ground. It will add immensely to our public safety, and public safety is the highest priority. The city continues to grow. Meacham is just a jewel in our aviation crown. The partners were here, the new buildings, the renovation of the terminal, and now this new heliport. It's going to be great. It'll increase the ability to deliver joint missions, to conduct strike force missions if we need to, joint training classes for all our pilots, for PD who need to work with the helicopter pilots, and it provides an opportunity for us for increased dignitary support as we grow and have more international travel. We continue to have more dignitaries coming in and out, and it'll improve our coordination with other agencies as we work forward. The facility is a $5.2 million project funded solely by the Citizens Crime Control Prevention District. So we're not technically supposed to lobby for that election May 10th, but I will tell you, go vote. And if you want to see a big smile on my face, then you can guess which way I want you to vote. Sal talked a little bit about teamwork in this. I want to take a second today and once again thank our friends at Federal Drug Enforcement, Dallas Police Department, Texas Department of Public Safety, Bell Helicopter, the Secret Service, Foreign Secret Service, Airbus, and many others who helped make this day possible, and especially PD, who's continued to push for this, and our city manager, Charles Daniels, assistant city manager, and everyone. Thanks for making Fort Worth one of the very best and one of the safest large cities in the nation. It's a great project. I'm excited when we'll have the chance to do the ribbon cutting, and excited to see where we move forward with the next level of protection for our pilots. Chief, I think that I get to introduce you next.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Appreciate the comments. Well, good morning, everyone. I'm going to be honest with all my friends here. We honestly, in the police department, didn't think this day would come. I know that Assistant Chief Rhonda Robertson was newly appointed, or probably newly promoted to her position, and this started maybe 7 years ago. When you look at the financial challenges we've faced, make no doubt about it, the reason we are here today is we have great support at City Hall. We have elected body support. The mayor and council believe in our mission. They partner with us, but we also have to be very creative and very efficient in the manner in which we deliver these types of projects. And it's all of you here that made this day a realization. So from someone, including our assistant chiefs, deputy chiefs, and captains, as well as our chief pilot, both retired and current, thank you. We are finally here today because you joined with us, and mayor and council member, as well as our city management team, we're appreciative. Having an air support unit is a vital program for the men and women of the Fort Worth Police Department and anyone in law enforcement. And as you look behind us, remember, you see the multidisciplinary model of different law enforcement agencies here. That's the best part about being in law enforcement in Texas, and especially in North Texas. The relationships, the partnership, the strategic support that we receive day in and day out, that's really what makes it such an honor to serve in this capacity. But most importantly, for the men and women that are true first responders on the ground, having this aerial platform of support is probably one of the greatest sounds you could hear if you're in a foot pursuit by yourself, if you have a vehicle that's attempting to evade you, or if you have a public safety situation that needs aerial command and aerial support. That sound above you is literally a godsend. And many, many times in my career, I can take a deep breath of just calming air because I know the men and women that patrol the skies are taking care of the business that needs to be handled down on the ground. This also makes us a very efficient police department. When we have a situation down on the ground and we need more personnel, a lot of times the aerial support we receive can manage it more effectively and actually put more men and women back into service by instilling an operational command from the sky. That's better to other 911 calls that are coming in, and it makes your tax dollars go a much longer way in making sure we keep Fort Worth one of the safest major cities in the United States. Most of all, this really places us on a scheme of an extremely efficient but a large-scale city operation. This facility can hold well over 4 aircraft, if not 5 or 6. And like I was telling Councilman Espino earlier today, imagine 40 to 50 years from now, this is still serving a population of possibly 1.5 to 2 million at a minimum. That is something that is truly historic, and I'm honored to stand before you as Chief of Police in such an amazing town. Thank you so much for your support, and as well, thank you for making this project a reality. We are very blessed to receive it.
Thank you, Chief Halstead. Well, at this time, I'd like to ask Mayor Price, Councilmember Espino, Mr. Daniels, Chief Halstead, Ms. Falconer, and Mr. Adcock to come forward, collect their shovels, and ceremonially get this project underway.
Throw it at him.
Yes. One, we're throwing it at you. Don't do a wussy throw. Everybody get it? Now, who's planting the garden?
All right.
Thank you, folks. This project is underway. Well, that concludes the ceremony, the formal ceremony. Please take time to visit the aircraft, the folks that have come by, say hi to them, and thank you all for coming today. We appreciate it very much. Thank you.